Starting a business and running a business are two different things. Being an entrepreneur is challenging. I face challenges every day. It's such a rough road to travel, but you have to stay focused. Always remember why you started. No matter what the challenge is, always conquer and come back stronger than before. I am Londy Precious Nobo, and this is my profile. Londy is a young lady from humble beginnings of a place called Mandeni, just north coast of Durban. I'm a young girl and I'm very ambitious. I love what I do. I've placed myself to be this lady that doesn't give up no matter how challenging the situation can be. So I'm a very strong young lady, and that's who I am. I believe I was born a leader. I love to lead. Obviously, if I go to a workplace and I start being a leader, it then contradicts what I'm doing. But obviously, because I am a leader, I felt I need to go to the business space and make my mark and make an impact. To be a leader, it means you have a vision for yourself. You have a vision for example, for my business, I have a vision. I have this big, massive vision. But obviously, I need people that are going to follow behind my back. Being a leader is all about leading people and taking them to the right direction, even if it's not for your own dreams, but for their own dreams as well. You mentor certain people, they come to work for you, but you become a mentor because you show them the way, how it's done, what it takes, and you go through challenges, but you conquer, and then you show them that business is just not about the glam, but it's also about conquering and going through challenges and coming back with victory. Yes, I had other businesses. I had a construction company, which over some time I lost interest because of the challenges in construction. I then wanted something that I have passion for. And obviously, as a person who studied marketing, there was a section where I studied events. So I then went back and said to myself, I needed to search within me, what do I like and what can work for me in business, something that will make me wake up even if I don't feel like waking up. So events is where I fit, and I believe I'm making an impact. The lessons that I've taken from running a business is starting a business is something else, but running a business is it takes someone with the courage. For me, I've used my strengths, which is I'm a very stubborn person. I have very stubborn faith. I don't give up easily. That's who I am. So for someone who wants to start business, I would always say to them, if you want to start, you must remember why you started, because along the way it does get difficult. But if you look back and see where you come from and see the growth of your business, you then get encouraged. For me, Andy Mahle started as a very small business. In actual fact, Andy Mahle was just supplying things to the government. But then as time went on, the vision grew. And it grew for the best because then I identified what am I good in as an individual and what can I do to impact the world. For every business person, it's very important for you to find the voice that speaks within you. Remember, when God places a vision with anyone, He doesn't tell the masses, He just tells that individual. So no matter, as I've said before, if you have a vision and if you have something that's pushing you from the inside, you will go on no matter how difficult the journey becomes, because the business journey can get challenging and can get quite difficult. You have people that you have to fight, people that you think will support you, but they don't support you. So that inner person reminds you why you started, why are you in it. And I must say, you mustn't get into business for money, because sometimes money is not there. But if you have the passion for it, it will always push you. You know, I remember there's a scripture that says where there's unity, God pours a blessing. For me, I won't say it's been smooth. People come in the business and they leave. But you have to remember one thing, that if you are not in unity, nothing is going to go forward. For my team, it's always about unity. Yes, there's mistakes here and there, but I always say to them, it's very, very important for you to buy into this vision. Because if they don't buy into the vision, how will the outside people buy into our vision? So whenever you speak to a client, you have to remember, what does Andi Mahle stand for? We stand for quality, we stand for excellence. And every time you in contact with a customer, you gotta remember that you are serving an excellent vision. You are serving a vision that Londy as a brand is being looked. So if my staff is dealing with a client, they must always know that they are representing me as a brand. Let me just say one thing. If a client comes to you and say, I have a budget of 500,000 for a wedding, that person is trusting you that you're going to deliver. So they look at the fact that how are you dressed, how are you addressing them as well. So when, as a person who's handling such big amount, you need to make sure that you're not disappointing the client. It has everything to do with your image. So if you let down the client, your image is being taunted. So for me, the biggest thing about representing my brand, it's always about the fact that I have a bigger vision. I can't let anyone down. I draw my inspiration from God. You know, I'm a very spiritual woman because I have an intimate relationship with God. Over and above everything, I always say to myself, He guides me. He makes every decision that I take concerning my business or concerning my family, I always consult with Him because I believe He won't lead me to where He won't guide me. I believe He's the source of everything that I have and everything that I'm about to acquire. I stand for truth. I stand for clean business ethics. I stand for excellence. I admire the fact that if people come to me to organize their events, they are putting their trust in me. So I always make sure that I deliver over and above their expectations. I would say well done. You chose to go after your dreams and it's working. For me, I haven't really arrived, but I'm so happy for the journey. I'm so happy for the lessons that I've learned. I've messed up here and there in business, but I've grown. Remember, my parents were not in business, so I had nobody to guide me. My sisters and brothers were employed, so I was on my own. Everything that I've learned is from my own understanding and being mentored by people that I look up to. I would love to be remembered for good business ethics. I would love to be remembered for a woman that has strength, because I understand the fact that for me to run such a business, I need a lot of strength. Some days I don't even want to wake up, that's the truth, but I still take a step. So for me, I would love to be remembered as a person that never gave up. I face different challenges every day. For us, it's very simple. We sat down with my husband and we decided whether it's Sanda Kahle's vision or Andi Mahle's vision, we are married, we're a couple. So that we never forget. If Andi Mahle wins, it's perfect for us as a couple. If Sanda Kahle wins, we're one family. But what has also worked is He's allowed me to have my own vision, because sometimes it gets difficult for other women to serve their own vision while married to someone. I admire that a lot about Him, that He has let me be myself. I didn't have to pretend to be something that I'm not, which I think it's a win for me. And also, He's very supportive. You know, my husband, I could be dreaming of buying a flight, an aeroplane tomorrow. He will say, go for it. There's no limits. Just because I'm married, I cannot enter this industry. He just says, the world is yours, go for it. I really, really admire that about my husband.
Do you think you're an amazing
boss? No. I've got my days where I'm an amazing boss, but I've got my days where I'm a horrible boss. Because at the end of the day, I want my vision to be served. And it can get very uncomfortable, because when you can see where you want to go, but the staff sometimes they see the other side. They see failure while you see win. They see challenges while you see a challenge that you can conquer and move forward. So you gotta have to understand the fact that if someone is working for you, obviously they won't see the bigger picture. They'll always see the side where they want to see. But for me, I always communicate the vision of the business to my staff. If we have meetings, I always tell them, this is where I'm planning to go. This is how I'm planning to arrive there. So as long as you have a good strategy, you'll always win with your staff. Because now you are telling them what they are in. You're preparing them for this big vision that you can see. I never want to discourage anyone, but I'm always 100% true to them. Uguti, don't think it's going to be fruity and nice and a nice road to travel. The road does get quite skippy, but you have to conquer. You have to remember that the business industry, it's male dominated. So as a woman to come into business, you gotta have to understand that you'll meet males who won't believe in you. If you, for example, if you come in blonde hair, they'll think you are blonde just because you're a woman. Sometimes you'll sit in meetings where there's more males and less women, but you have to be the voice for women. So Imbogodo has power, and I believe God has given us the power to conquer anything. But it's up to the individual. You can speak the good words, but umuntu has more fear than faith. It doesn't help. He means everything to me. Running a successful business requires a lot of work. And some days you might feel like you won't see the fruits of your labor. My journey continues to provide me with perspective. If you are significant in your arena, results will follow. As for me, I shall continue trusting my journey and investing in the end game.